Welcome, Post-Pollock viewers. Dave Epstein here for the Post-Pollock firm in Roseland, New Jersey. Today, we're going to revisit one of my favorite guys, Judge Simpson. I won't even describe it for you. Let's just watch.
Excuse me, I'm trying to talk, sir. I am trying to talk to you.
Here's part of the problem. Your attorney is trying to save you. Oh, you know what? Don't throw your hands down. Bond revoked. Adjourn next week. Take him. Courthouse case of the people versus Hosea Hill.
Thank you, Your Honor. Alex Warren on behalf of Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill, can you state the court?
Hosea Raphael Hill. Good morning.
Good morning. We're going to need to deal with this violation.
Your Honor, I reviewed that with my client. At this time, he's going to admit to not only his behavior towards...
Why was he acting that way?
Oh.
You're going to have to give me an explanation for that. Those folks over there at Community Corrections have to deal with a lot of people coming through, a lot of people that are under stress, and they don't need this garbage. And certainly, and I'll be honest with you, especially Ms. Dozier, does not need this garbage. So before you start talking to me, you better make sure you understand what you're saying to me.
And, Honor, before the violation issued right after the intake terminated because of behavior at the intake, Mr. Hill came to my office.
We're clear. It's not just his behavior. She had to call officers in, try to deal with it, and still tried to do it, and he still didn't do it, and he didn't complete his intake. Go ahead.
My office made me aware of what happened. Sat down with me, wrote an apology letter to Agent Dozier, sent it to her. I extended my apologies on his behalf.
Just to quick let you know, folks, what's obviously going on here is that this individual, this defendant, was on bail or on bond. And when you are, you're required to report to probation departments, correction departments, however they do it in Michigan, which is where he is. He apparently caused a scene or did something requiring that the police be summoned, or something happened that jeopardized his bond status. And his lawyer here is trying his darndest to get this guy off the hook for this, because they can revoke your bail if you misbehave when you're out on bond pending charges. Same with probation. If you're on probation or you're on parole, if you misbehave, you go back to the hoosgow, to the slammer. So his lawyer is trying in a very measured way to help him, and we'll see what happens.
And I think to try and put this into context, and he acknowledges there's no excuse for it, but to try and put it into context, Mr. Hill has had medication stolen. He's prescribed medication for a mental health diagnosis. As he scheduled 2 appointments with a psychiatrist to make a plan moving forward. And after sending our apology letter to Agent Dozier, one thing Mr. Hill brought up was if his social worker was present at the time of intake, I think that might help him regulate his emotions, but he's still trying to get back on the medication that he's prescribed. So
We'll just read the letter here.
Well, Your Honor, I can answer any of the court's questions, and I think Mr. Hill can answer any of the court's questions as well at this time.
Please, I will answer. Please. Thank you. This is difficult. It's very difficult what's going on. But please, I will answer whatever you need to know from me over here.
Over here.
I did not expect to go to that meeting and that happen. That's for sure. I'll be open. I'm an open person. And I was just opening up to Miss Dozier about my...
No, you weren't. You were interfering with the intake process. She was just trying to get certain things done.
Can I mention something?
Go ahead.
I was talking to Miss Dozier in the meeting, and there was some confusion. I was confused, and I was explaining to her why. Because the magistrate informed me that if I go to when I go to community corrections, because he ordered me to go there, and I did everything he told me to do. And when we were in court, when I was in jail, and we were in court, he mentioned about corrections, and I already has experience with community corrections, so I understand that these things cost money. And excuse me, please, I'm not interrupting anyone, and I don't do that. So if I do, sorry. But
Real quick, folks, a word to the wise for young lawyers who are coming up. Certain clients in certain situations, let them do as little talking as possible. You do the talking. The lawyer was trying his best to explain this away. He seemed to be doing a good job. He said, I'll answer any questions. But then he said, please let my client answer any questions you have too. It isn't working out for him. I think it would have been better if he had just said, I'm so sorry. I was off my medication. Please forgive me.
once I was ordered to go there, I mentioned the judge in court. I said, Judge, I do not have any money. I just do not have any money, Judge. And he said, that's okay. Community corrections will not turn you away if you do not have any money. So when I went to community corrections and met with her in her office, I mentioned that to her. Because she mentioned that, I asked her, is this going to cost me? And she said, yes. And I said, okay, well, I don't have any money. And she mentioned that excuse me, I'm trying to talk, sir. I am trying to talk to you.
Here's part of the problem. Your attorney is trying to save you. Oh, you know what? Don't throw your hands down. Bond revoke. Adjourn next week. Take him.
Your Honor, we can come back next week on that.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Oh, you better keep moving. I'll adjourn this out to the 14th.
Appreciate that, Your Honor.
The judge aptly described exactly what was going on. The lawyer was trying to save him, and the guy starts saying, don't interrupt me. The lawyer was trying to walk this through a hearing about whether his bail should be, his bond should be revoked, and he sunk himself. Now, he said he'll have another hearing next week. I think what he's going to do is let the guy sit in lockup for a weekend and sit and stew and see if maybe he can learn his lesson. I don't think he was quite as bad. I've seen other people who are much worse. But the key is, if you're a defendant, folks, learn when to be quiet. If the judge is not liking what you're saying, be quiet. Zip it. Let your lawyer do the talking. Your lawyer knows what needs to be said in that situation, and he quickly caught on that his client was not going to be very helpful to himself. So he was trying to cut him off and do the talking, except where your lawyer says, oh, you have to speak. When you, for example, enter a guilty plea and you do have to talk about it, let your lawyer do the talking. Don't hang yourself. Worst way to go. Folks, I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you hit like and subscribe, and I hope you leave some comments. Always want to read your comments. I will see you next time. This is Dave Epstein signing off for the Post Pollock firm. Thank you.